What is going on YouTube? My name's Cody, Flips for Trips, and it's time for another haul video where I talk about everything I got within the last week from thrift stores, pawn shops, and garage sales to flip on eBay, Amazon, or local. Let's get it started. Alright, so first I want to talk about some clothes. And start off with these pants. I got these at a garage sale. I got these thrown in with another deal. But these are BKE jeans. They do sell really good. These are in nice shape. And then I got these that I sell. These are REI event. So it's like event, like a occasion, but it's event because they have some venting aspect to the pants, and these are waterproof. These are a larger size, which are nice, great for outdoors. These should sell super fast. Any outdoor clothing, like waterproof or like rain jackets or puffer jackets, like Patagonia, North Face, Columbia, REI, Kuhl, Kuhl, any of that clothing sells really well. If you get it for cheap, pick it up and it'll sell good. Alright, next I want to talk about these two polo shirts. Before I talk about these, I just want to throw out there that on Wednesday I did a YouTube live show with Wade's Ventures, and so some of the stuff I show will have been on that video because we did a lot of haul video or a lot of haul items. And so if you want to check it out, go over to his channel. It's Wade's Ventures. Look for the thumbnail that has @FlipsForTrips in it. And there is a picture of a shirt that I'm going to show here later on. Alright, but let's keep on going. So I got these two polos. This one is green. That little logo there. Green and like checkered. And this is like a yellow striped one. And it has... There's a logo right there. Now these logos are the symbol for the Masters tournament, which is a professional golf major event. There's 4 majors in a year. The Masters is one of them. It's in April. And since it's coming up, these should fly off the shelf. And as far as putting a date on this video, this is St. Patrick's Day, March 17th. So yeah, as soon as I get these listed, they'll sell. I'll probably list them together because they're the same size. We got this cycling jacket for any bike enthusiasts out there. Has the water bottle holders on the back. This is a Louis Gernot cycling jacket. This guy right here. So for cycling shirts and jerseys and things, it all depends on the print as far as how good it sells. Like some sell for $10, but I've seen some that have like unique reptile prints or just crazy prints on them that will sell for like $40 or $50. So it all just kind of depends. If you're curious about it, look it up, check eBay, check the sold listings, and then go from there. Another thrift store find is this brand right here, Elise. But I just, you know, you can kind of feel the quality on this. It has this little symbol here, and the zipper has that. So I was like, okay, this is a nicer thing. And I looked them up. And new ones sell on eBay for like 80 to 95 bucks. So I think this should easily sell for 40 bucks. I got this at half off at the thrift store, so I paid $4.40 for it. And then my grandmother is thinking about, or she is in the process of getting her house to get ready to put on the market and sell. So I got a bunch of like my grandfather's old clothes. He passed away some years back, but while I was over there, he had a bunch of his old clothes, and I told her they sell for good money. So she let me take most of them. She did keep a few, but so here's some of the ones that I grabbed. First we have this global tracking weekender. It just has like fishing lures and stuff. Has a really cool print on there, and yeah, so I mean, I think the print's just pretty cool, so I should be able to sell. Now I know these will sell really good. This is a vintage Wrangler pearl snap. So has the cool like Aztec print on it. Some geometric print shapes. Then we have this Wrangler like paisley design striped shirt. Another vintage Wrangler. Another vintage Wrangler here. This red with some little Aztec geometric prints in it. And this Panhandle Slim shirt. Now this is not pearl snap, but still with a print this cool. I think it should sell very well. And then now I want to talk about, I got this at the thrift store as well. Fox racing gear sells really well. So this is a jacket. So I paid $6 for this. It was 12. I got it half off for $6, but I think I should sell it for 30 plus. We'll see. I didn't look up particular comps. And this is the item that is in Wade Ventures thumbnail. This is a crazy find. So $7.80. I got it for half off, so I got it for $3.90. But check out this print. It's just a really cool print. Now the tag on it is what I looked up. I saw the tag and then I looked it up on the internet because I couldn't find much on eBay. And like they sell stuff new, and their hoodies and stuff go for like $160 new. They do collaborations. So like right now, one of their campaigns is with Playboy. So they have like bunny sweaters and things like that. And then I've seen some of the stuff they did collabs with like Coca-Cola. And they had like Keith Haring prints, which was an artist that had like cartoony like dancing guys in different shapes. And those, some sold for like hundreds of dollars. They had some listed for the Keith Haring stuff, like $600. But this is the brand right here. Joy Rich. And so this is the Joy Rich, I guess, X Giza. I did finally find it. This is their summer and spring 2012 collection. So there's nothing like this on eBay right now. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna list it at like $200 and then just drop the price until it sells, or I might sell immediately, I'm not sure, just because of how cool this print is. But yeah, so that's a really good find. And then on Tuesday earlier this week, actually let's go back. Last week's haul video, I showed a spring tester. And I actually, after doing a little bit more research when I was listing it, I found out that the $200 to $500 range was for different pounds. They had like 350 pounds and 500 pounds, where the one I had was 1,000 pounds. So 1,000 pound like spring testing limit. So I have it listed up for like 700 or 800 right now. So that's I was like did way better than I even thought on that one. But I went back to that guy's house because he called me. I wanted some glass display cabinets that he had in his house, and then he said he had more stuff in his attic. So I went back there, and then while I was there, he talked about his old racing trophies and stuff. This guy was a pretty big race car driver. His name was Jake Foyt, not AJ Foyt, Jake Foyt. But he had a bunch of trophies. He had these certain trophies. Here they are, right here. Let's put a picture up. So these trophies, he had like 15 of them. And I was looking on eBay, and I saw that these were selling for $300, $400, $500 a piece. They had 15 of them. And so I would have loved to get those trophies for a good price, but obviously they were special to him. So he kept them. But he did let me go through a bunch of other stuff, his clothes and up in his attic. And so kind of some of the cool things I got from him was these, like this Team Lowe's racing thermal shirt. So it's kind of cool that this was actually like team worn, not just something you can get at the gift shop. So that's pretty sweet. And then his old racing jacket. You know, has snake foils on there. What brand is this? It's called High Gear. But like this thing is stand up. But the fact that this was his old racing jacket and race worn, man, it's that's a pretty cool little find. And there were some other clothes that I either already put out in the shed or they were mentioned in Wade's interview with me in his video. But also, when I was up in his attic, he had 8 boxes of old hats, vintage hats. And most of them were like vintage trucker hats. So I went through and I picked out all the ones that I thought were cool. So I had 8 boxes. I ended up getting, picking out about 35 of them. This hat, this Exxon Well Control School, this was actually one of those hats. But with that being said, these are all the hats. All of these are what I got from this guy's house. And let me just show you. And these are all like 70s, 80s, maybe some are 90s. But yeah, some are 90s. But let me show you like this Quaker State hat. He had a couple like fishing ones. Like this is from the 1990 Texas Bass Tournament. You know, here's Goodyear with some with the patch on there. There's vintage trucker hat. We got, I don't know this brand. So when I was going through all his hats, I tried to pick out ones that like were well-known brands or just looked really cool or had a cool patch. I stayed away from any local company. Like he had a bunch of like local and company related ones. And I tried to stay away from most of them unless they had a really cool design on there. But that's just kind of a cool little patch on that one. We got this Pennzoil 1989 hat. We got another of the Goodyear patch hat. This is kind of cool. It's a fishing thing, the Big Bass Classic, but has the McDonald's symbol on there. So that's a kind of cool one. This one is just kind of funny to me. Los Amigos Mexican restaurant. So I mean that might sell, might not. Got a couple of these old Quaker State hats. These aren't trucker hats, but just old Quaker State hats. We got like some racing ones. Obviously, he was a race car driver. We have the Wood Motor Company, and it's like this one to me could might be kind of cool enough to be desirable. But it's like a shipping company, but it's not like a specific. It says Shipping Incorporated, but it's on the move with the wheel, so that might sell. That might sell pretty good to somebody who's interested. Colt. I got this because I'm not sure if this was like a Colt, like a gun hat or a gun related, the gun manufacturer, or if it's something different. But that Colt hat. Got this old like TCI racing hat. This old NFL hat. So that's kind of cool. And then this old Astros hat with True Value. He did have a couple that he didn't let me get. He had this really cool corduroy Houston Oilers one that I wanted, but he wanted to keep that one. But this old Astros hat. And then we got like Phillips 66 racing fuel. I'm just trying to pick out like this Caesar's Palace Grand Prix with these little designs on there. You know, this old Winston hat. They have Winston drag racing. And then the last one I want to talk about is those trophies that I showed were for the NHRA, which is the National Hot Rod Association. You get one of those trophies when you win your class. And also when you win your class, for each winner, they give them like 5 hats. So this is one of the hats he got from when he won his classes from the Winston 1987 Championship, Division 4. So this is like one of his actual winner hats. The only way you get this is if, you know, they give out 5 to each person that wins their class. So this one is in like the roughest shape as far as the wear on it, but it's like corduroy, and that's just pretty cool, unique. You know, obviously they're gonna be rare because of that, and you know, I think I should do really well. Now I went through probably over half of the hats I got, but super great find. I got a box of like 30 to 35 hats for 50 bucks for those. And then some other pickups I got from my grandma was some old purses that she was getting rid of. This is a Sabatier, but it has like this ostrich. It's like full quilt ostrich material that's made out of. This one is Ricardo Beverly Hills. And I'm not a huge person or seller. I will like flip a Coach or something like that when I can definitely tell it's real if it has the bag or something. But other than that, I'm not too big on purses. But these were all free, so like, all right, I'll take them and see what I get for them, see what they bring. And then she had a few Coach purses. So there's one. I mean, nothing with the Coach signature print, but just supposedly these are all Coach purses that, you know, obviously those sell really well. And she said, you know, those are all authentic. And for some shoes, at that thrift store that was half off, I actually bought this hoodie at that thrift store. And I'm keeping this because the shoes I wear, you know, have like the little purple trim on there. I wear these Adidas Alpha Bounces a lot, and they have this purple trim. So I kept this hoodie because it goes well with the shoes. And because I put something in my closet, I gotta take something out. And the thing I took out was a pair of shoes. You know, these Nike Stefan Janowski shoes. I think they're just a little bit too narrow for my feet. But, you know, I keep my stuff in nice condition, so I'm going to throw these on eBay now. I got this pair of Nike Dunks. I think I got these for 10 bucks. Not too sure what they'll go for. Hopefully, you know, I'll sell them for like 50 to 80 bucks. But the Nike Dunks there. And then this is a really good brand to look out for. I don't know if you can see that, but these are called To Boot New York is the name of the brand. Got these for $24, half off, so I paid $12 for them. They have like a suede material. They're in really nice condition. I mean, almost like new condition, and like little to no flaws. So I'm thinking these will sell for anywhere from 80 to 160 bucks for this pair of shoes. Let's talk about video games. I always buy video games, love getting video games. And instead of having them stacked up and showing you everywhere, showing you my boxes. So right here we have Loose, which is like Game Boy games, Nintendo 64, Super Nintendo game cartridges, Segas, or loose disc that I find, or they don't have the original case with them. So those are loose. Missing manual means like a disc or a game in the box. It's just missing the manual. And then we have complete in box. And so what I do is I bring the games in, I clean them up. I have a machine that helps me clean them up. And then I categorize them into acceptable, good, and very good condition for Amazon FBA. And that's how, and it just makes it easier when I'm listing the items on Amazon. But for loose items, even though I separate them, I list them all as acceptable because they're loose. You can't, like it's in the terms of service. Like if the video games are loose, they have to be listed as acceptable. But I still separate them because in my description I will say acceptable because loose disc only. This game is in very good condition. So yeah, let's just see what games. Nothing really there. Let's see what's in the good complete inbox pile. Let's see, we got this, got another Grand Theft Auto 5 for Xbox One. We got some Xbox 360 games, like the Lego Pirates of the Caribbean. And this game is getting more and more expensive. the Saw game. If you see these Saw games on any system, pick them up because they are going up in price. And also, here's a good one: the original Half-Life for the PlayStation 2. So for like the Xbox One Grand Theft Auto, I think I did pay like $10 for that one. But for Saw, I think I paid $2 for. For Half-Life, I did pay like $4 for, so it was a little high, but it did meet my criteria. Here are the complete ones in very good condition. I got, typically on sports games, you only want the latest ones. 1 year prior is okay if you get it for dirt cheap. I'm talking like pay like $1 or $2 for 17 since we're in 2018. In my opinion, I got this Madden 18. I got this for $5 in a bundle deal at a pawn shop, and some other games I got, or like this cool. This is Star Wars Force Unleashed 2. But the thing is, this type of case is called a steelbook case, and steelbook cases are more desirable than the regular plastic cases. So if you see something in a steelbook case, typically it's definitely more desirable. And then got Harry Potter and some other decent ones, like these Press Your Luck. Like these like video game shows on the Wii, they actually sell pretty good. Let's see. Missing manual acceptable. There's only one game in there. Missing manual good. Let's see what's in here that I picked up. Got the Lego movies and Minecraft. Oh, here's a good thing to talk about. Got this Devil May Cry HD collection. And whenever you see these like HD collection games or remastered collection games, pick them up because they're pretty much always worth it as long as you get them for cheap enough, right? Any game that is for right now in 2018, the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 are out. So any Xbox 360 or PlayStation 3 or Nintendo Wii or PlayStation 2 or original Xbox games, I don't pay more than $5 for. The most I will pay is like $5. There are very, 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 very few exceptions to that rule. Because they have, like, you have certain games on the original Xbox, like Jurassic Park, Operation Genesis. That's like a $60 to $120 game. You have like Fatal Frame and games like that, and Rule of Rose on the PlayStation 2 that are like $50 to $150 games. So like those are the few exceptions, but for the most part, do not pay more than $5 for any older game. And oh, here we go. I found some more of these. Like, man, I've been doing really good with GameCube game lately. But I found another Super Mario Sunshine, another Pikmin. Yeah, and then let's see what else we got in the very good collection of the missing manual. March Madness 2007, and most of the time sport games aren't worth it, but keep an eye out for games like this. Certain sport games do sell for good money. Just use your app, scan the barcode to see what they're going for. Found a nice little Super Mario DS game in the case, which are hard to find. And also, Vita games are getting harder to come by. So pick that up. I think I got it for $5. I got this one for $5. The Sword Art Online. But yeah, all these games will get sent in to Amazon. Talk about some loose games, acceptable indie games. Only other, nothing too crazy. I'll just mention this though, for like the loose games. I do pick up loose games if I get them cheap enough and they're good games, because I use my cleaner to clean up the games, make them good, make sure they work again, make sure there's no buffering or no skipping. I don't play the whole game or anything, I just play a few seconds. But then I get these cases. I get these through Guitar Center. The only bad thing about it is they ship them in a very tight box, so a lot of times I'd say, like, you know, for you get 100 of them and like 5 of them or so, plus or minus some, will be broken. But these are the games that the cases I use to put the games in, like, you know, Simpsons PlayStation 3 game. We got Conan on the PlayStation 3. We got Street Fighter. Just Wii Sports. Wii Sports, always get them if they're cheap. If I get them cheap enough. And then here we go. Here's something else. Like, obviously I am a big video game collector, but on Facebook groups, I have a bunch of these loose games. I'm not really going to go through them, but I do want to talk about something else. I am a member on certain Facebook groups about, like, thrifting or finds that they have or finds they come across, and this guy posted a picture of a bunch of Super Nintendo games, and nobody spoke up too soon. I was just like, hey, I looked at all the games, like, I'll give you $180, ship to me. And I guess nobody comment time, and so I paid him as soon as he said okay, gave me his PayPal, and I waited, and he finally came in the mail. And I did pay up, but that's because I wanted games for myself. So I picked out the 5 games that I wanted, which were like Zombies Ate My Neighbors, The Magical Quest with Mickey, Super Battle Tanks 2, Super Punch Out, didn't have that game, and that was it. But I will make a video about my game collection pretty soon. But with that being said, let me talk about some other games that were in here. We got Donkey Kong Country, Donkey Kong Country 3, Super Metroid, Tecmo Super Bowl, not that great a game, but Super Mario World, Wario Woods, and some other, like, lower end games, you know, like Star Trek, Lion King, which is a really good game, Primal Rage. So I was able to take out like really good games that I wanted for myself, and I'll be able to get my money back just with the games that I have here. So that's why I did that. So it wasn't like I made money off this deal, but I got to add 4 or 5 like really good Super Nintendo games to my collection for free because I bought in bulk. So don't be scared to do that if you are a collector, you know the game. And then the loose, very good ones, we got like Bravely Default on the 3DS. This one, Zelda, A Link to the Past, that was with that lot as well, but I already have that one. Madden Football on the 3DS surprisingly goes for really good money. We got some N64 games in here, and of course the loose disc that I sorted. But so all of these games will get shipped into Amazon within the next week. Now I use a software that helps me with pricing, and so I price everything at like $212 or something like that. And when it gets scanned into the Amazon, my repricing tool automatically prices it based on the criteria that I gave it. So that's going to save me a lot of time. So I think I'll be able to do 2 shipments. I try to do 100 items, games or books in a shipment, and I think now I'll be able to do 2 shipments in one day. So the goal is to have 1 day a week where I send in, do 2 shipments start to finish, so I can send in 200 items a week. That's where I want to be at right now. The last video game thing is I was at a garage sale, and they had some video games out on the table. Like ones I picked up was this Grease Xbox 360 game. This is a Kinect game, Grease Dance, and they had this Mario Kart Wii game, and they were asking $1 a piece, so I picked those up. I was like, hey, you know, I see some games out here, and they had some other like PS2 games, nothing worth it for me. And even even if it's $1, I don't buy it unless it'll sell for $12 or more. Uh, that's just the way I do it now. And but anyways, I asked her about it, and she brought out a Wii. And she brought out Wii complete. This is the Wii Sports one, complete in original box, in good shape. And she's like, oh, $50 for everything, which wouldn't be enough. Like, I wouldn't have bought it if it was just this, but this will still sell for like $80, 90, 100, since it's in the original box. But also with that, she had like these little exercise ones with the accessories. This was all for $50. And then she had Wii Sports Resorts, which is a good game. Medieval Games, I don't know about the Medieval Games one, but then Super Smash Brawl. And she had the Wii Fit, which normally is not worth it. And the board, even though you see these everywhere. And the little cover for it. So I thought that was like, okay, you know, I'll be able to, you know, put the cover on it, put it with the game, list it on eBay, send it in. At that same garage sale, I got these bag of Yu-Gi-Oh cards for a couple dollars because inside there might be some good cards. I'll just lot them off as an auction, but also inside there was an iPod. It's just a 1 gigabyte iPod, but I thought that was pretty cool, so I got that. I got this at a thrift store. This little Taz Applause like Tasmanian cup. Picked this up at a garage sale. This is a Sony Handycam. I got this for like a few dollars, but has the battery on it. Don't know if it works or not, but they were selling for good enough money, meet my criteria, so I picked it up. Picked this up at a garage sale for $5. The Game Boy Advance. This is the 001 model. The right here, you can see that maybe. The 101 model sells for better money, but this is still in good shape. A thing of Wizard of Oz Pez, new in box. Another new in box, this set of Grateful Dead glasses. So this was kind of cool. Now it is heavy. This is kind of on the edge of what I want to deal with as far as shipping, but I have a box that this will fit in pretty easily. I only paid a few dollars for it. I think they'll sell for like 35, 40 bucks. But the cool Grateful Dead glasses. Couple Disneyland Mickey Mouse gloves, but these are from Disneyland Paris, so that's kind of cool. Not great, but a lady threw these in for free because I bought something else. So I just got those. I bought this Yeti little sidekick thing. Now this is, if you have the Yeti hopper, this goes on front to put like random, you know, bottle openers or koozies or whatever in there. So that, I got this cool dragon, this little guy, at a garage sale, and it's really very detailed. And it says McFarlane Toys, and McFarlane is a popular guy. If you don't know, he created Spawn, and he's the reason for a bunch of really cool like Marvel characters, but not the reason for them, but made them more popular or whatnot. But anyways, just a cool little toy. Thought, I don't know what it'll go for. I got this at a pawn shop, so keep your eyes out. Now this is 2 batteries and a charger for a drill. And this was packaged all together, and they only wanted $5 because they probably lost the drill for it. So definitely pick up stuff like this, because people lose batteries all the time. Or their batteries go out, their chargers go out. This stuff sells really good on eBay. And then I got this little thing here. Little Krusty the Clown's from The Simpsons. It's a little pop-up toy, but it's not old, extremely old. It's from 2002, but I thought that was awesome. So that was really cool. And 2 more items. Both are cameras. All right, this. When you go to pawn shops, man, love pawn shops. This is another example. This is a Canon Rebel T3. I think I mean, it's an older model, T7 or 8 or whatever is out now. But they were asking $300 on this. It had been there a while. I talked to a lady. She hooked me up. So I got this thing for $100. I think I can sell it for like $250. I ordered the charger off of eBay. And so as soon as that gets in, I'll charge the battery, make sure everything works right, which is a risk. But even so, even if it doesn't work, I can just sell the lens and probably get my $100 back. Sell the body for parts. But I think it'll work. It should work. It worked when they took it in. They just lost the charger for it. But paid $100 for that. Probably sell it for like $250, somewhere around there, maybe $300. Then at a garage sale this morning, saw this. Now, kind of cool. Has the charger, has the battery like new. Has this small newer ring light, which newer aren't like crazy expensive, but you know, this will hook on to the camera. Set this up wherever. And then it has the little folio thing where you can put the light in here to make it like a white box light. The only thing about this camera though is it is the body only. It's the Nikon D3200. It's the red one though, which is gonna sell for a little bit better, but it's the body only. Now this one is in really good shape, but she had said she had sold the lenses separate. And I said how much for, like, you know, the light and everything. She said $150. So then I pulled it up on eBay to see what they were selling for. And $150 was still a good price if you wanted it for yourself. But for me, you know, I want to double my money at least after fees and shipping. So I said, hey, would you do $80? Like, I don't want to lowball you, but would you take $80 for it? That's what I would offer. She said, how about 100? And I said, and the only other thing she had there that I was interested in was the BKE pants that I showed at the very beginning and the Disney mouse gloves. So I said, you know what? Yeah, all the camera stuff. If you throw in the pants and the gloves, $100. So I paid 100, and I think I can sell it in the original, since it's in the original box, for like $250. So after fees, I should double my money. But yeah, those are all my pickups from the last week. You know, I did the pick at the race car driver's house, hit up some thrift stores and pawn shops, went garage selling, and that's what I got. I want to thank you for watching. If you have any questions or comments or anything about what I got, leave them down below. Like the video, give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed the content, and subscribe and tap the little bell if you want to get a notification whenever I post these videos. My goal is to put 2 videos up every week. Once I film one at the end of every week for a haul video, and I put another video up randomly. This week I only did the one haul video because I was on Wade's Ventures YouTube channel. But yeah, appreciate you watching. If you want to know what I used to film with lights or anything, camera, microphone, all that is in the descriptions with links below. And yeah, thanks, and keep an eye out for the next Flips for Trips video. Thanks, and gig 'em.